Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, we'll be discussing a very important skill that is handling personal finance, right? In today's world, we have been investing in different platforms. We are spending money in different platforms, different payouts, but sometimes we fail to understand where we have invested that amount of money, right? Without wasting further time, let's get data started, right? I'm sharing my screen, and as you can see, we are into the interface uh, of PBI, and we have taken what I have done is we have taken downloaded a statement from the bank. Although the statement in a PDF format, that I have changed it. Also, I have changed modified the data so that it looks like a kind of dummy data, and there are different kind of expenses, right? So we have taken a data from say like March to August, right? So there are different kind of data are there. So let's the different kind of data are there. So let's see how we can handle this. So let's get data and Excel. Here we can see dummy data, right? We'll install upload dummy data, and once we get uploaded, this is one of the most I feel important skill that everybody should know, where he or she is spending his or her hard earned money, right? Because many times we have just spent it, right? Without also with a kind of UPI transaction, the easiest way of doing transactions, we have been spending different ways, right? Sometimes we even wonder, how much we have actually spent. What I've done is based on the kind of total the PDF form, we have segregated and make it a three different column. So one column is the date, one column is the kind of category, right, and the other column is the amount. So here we would like to create a kind of say like we'll change the date, that date, right? So once we will put it as date, let me change it also date. You can keep it your transaction, but in transactions, I mean the date and time, it is not mentioned as I have seen. Just Power BI have taken it as 000. So here we'll put it as it is, because he should be the category. This category you have to create it by seeing your PDF format. After changing the PDF, you can change the PDF into any of the converters, but be very careful. There are a lot of it's a personal data, right? So be very careful of which tool you are using it. Here we'll put it as amount. Similarly, we'll do it with the other a table also. Now you may say, why? What is the use of doing it? Three different tables. No, it's up to you. It is not required at all. But the way I got it, I'm just changing it in Power Query. So this is the interface called Power Query, right? It's part of our very own Power BI, and also I'll change it to here as well. So we can put it as date, and here we'll put it as category, and here put as amount. Right? So looks like all these things are in a same format. But hey, have you seen notice one particular thing, that is amount column, your CR and DR, which is your debit and credit, are mixed up, jumbled up. So what should we do? Before we do that, we will all the tables look similar, right? All the tables look similar in a similar kind of format. So what should we do to make it in one particular table? We'll do it append, right? We'll do it append, right? So append will help basically to put everything one after the other in a proper manner. So let's do append. We'll take as table is already there. Let's add basically. Here we'll be adding it all the three tables. Right? Once we add the tables, it becomes your new query. Right here we'll put it as expenses. We'll make it as expenses, and and we'll not take these things to our Power BI, right? Interface. We don't need to take it. So we'll put it as enable node optional. So as you can see, this become a kind of italic, and it is not now. We are not taking them to our Power BI interface. But this one for sure we are taking it. Now we have named it one particular table, expenses, named expenses. Now here, as I was we were discussing, that it is jumbled up, right? Your credit and debit both are jumbled up. It's very very difficult to understand which one is credit, which one is debit. So what I'll do, it will create in a separate format. Say we wanted to change it, right? How to change it? So we'll take a kind of first thing we'll do as delimiter, split column, split delimiter by doing Split delimiter, custom will do it, and then we'll do it as all right. So what we have done is we have segregated based on the DR and CR, right? So David and credit, because what happens is it is together, it is jumbled up, right? Also, we'll clean it here and remove the replace values. Once we remove the replace values with the parenthesis closed, right? So once we delete that part, now it can create a proper column. Here, if you can see, David and credit is properly segregated. So here we'll put the name as column name as type. Right? So type. So put the type, and here we'll put the amount. But even after we do it, we are still clueless, because here, if you see debit and credit put together in one particular table, one particular again, it is not making any sense, right? So what we'll do is we'll create a conditional column, right? Add column, and here we'll put a conditional column, and here we'll mention it as debit amount, right? So basically we are creating the, segregating both the debit and income, right? So debit and credit. So here we'll put it the column name type is equals to debit dr. Then the output should be, let's see, we are taking the output should be a selecting column, and we're making it as amount, right? So basically, if the debit, if the type is showing as debit, and then the amount it should be reflecting. Otherwise, you'll put it 0, right? So here, if you see, in this case, we have a new column, new condition column, where we have created debit amounts. So clearly, which is mentioning about what is debit and what is debit. Now, similar way, another column will create it for the credit. Right? So let's do that. Credit amount, and type again the similar way. If now this time it should be CR, right? And output should be a amount, and here this should be as 0. So this way, as you can see, this way we have properly segregated which is your debit amount and which is your credit amount, right? Now, we do not need this column of type, right? Because we have a proper the debit, and properly we have segregated both the. So let's delete the original files and make. So here, as you can see, one query, one particular query, it is showing as debit. Let's do one thing. Let's create a duplicate copy, and here we'll put expenses, and here we'll put as income. So we'll be again, segregating our income, right? So we'll take these two table two queries to our Power BI, right? So here we'll delete debit amount, so that we should be having only the credit amount reflecting in this table, and and the vice versa. So other expenses table, we would be mentioning all about our expenses. We'll not be mentioning anything our income sources or whatsoever. Oops, I have done the mistake, so no problem. So if you've done any mistake here, we don't have something called control Z or something. Here you have the applied steps, right? So here you can change it from here. As you can see, whatever mistake I have done, I can go back here and delete that particular step. So what I have to delete it here is delete the credit amount column, right? Not the debit amount column. And again, the type is not needed, so I'll delete it. And again, amount is also not needed, because already we have the same thing. So here also we have the same thing. Good. So looks good. I think we have done a lot of cleaning, and now let's get the data into the Power BI interface, right? So now, as you can see, all the tables are getting uploaded. Uh, Table 1, 2, 3, although we are not taking, but we are taking only expenses and income table. So once it is get uploaded, we'll start our measures and calculation. Before that, we also create our calendar table, right? So let's see how and how far it has reached. Yes. So as you can see, all the rows, which is 700 something rows, are uploaded, and you can see both the tables are there in the data pane. Now, if you go to model view, you can see this two particular table. One is your expenses, one is your income, right? Maybe you can create a new table called calendar, right? So we have to create a calendar because all our time intelligence DAX should be created here based on this calendar. So calendar, we can do calendar auto, of course, but what if we wanted to analyze a little bit further, right? So for example, our weekly expenses, we wanted to do a kind of further, our weekend expenses, all these parameters are needed, right? I mean, if you're getting into that kind of depth analysis, so what should we do is uh, let's create calendar is equals to add columns, then calendar, and then the date, and then of course we have to put it the month and year. As I know that this is the month from March, right? So we'll put it as March, and it is starting from 1st of March, right? So we'll put it this thing, and then also we'll take the end date, right? So it, again, start with the date, and then end date is your August, right? So August 31st. So this way you can create a proper a calendar table. But you wanted to add year, so let's add year. Also, let's add month number. We have the month function. Similarly, we have the month name function. So, for example, we wanted to understand which month it is, right? So, obviously, whenever we kind of data analysis, we have to use it. It is January, February, March, April, May. Which month the data we are talking about, right? So that way you can create understand your expenses. So, what will be the function? Function should be format date, right? So and then we have to put it in the inverted comma. How way we wanted to make it, we wanted to make it as Jan Feb March or January February March, the small three letters suggesting the January February March, this way. Similarly, we can go to weekday is weekday date, and so we have something called weekday name, right? So which name it is, which weekday it is, weekday name. We'll put it as where which date it is. So if it is, so the function should be like this, format, and then we have to put it the date, then we have to put it the which date we're talking about. All the three small letter D suggests that Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, like that. And also we'll put it as weekday type, right? So weekday type refers um, basically if it's a weekend, or so let's do weekday type. What is the function? We'll take a if function. If weekday date is we'll put it as two because our week starts from Monday, right? So I think we have to add here also, so that it can be in a proper, so it can be your weekdays, basically your weekend to weekdays you consider is Monday to Friday is your weekdays, and other 2 days are your weekend. So what will you we use is if weekday date to is greater than equal to 6, right? So it's a, so greater than equal to, if we put it, that means it's a Saturday, right? Saturday is a weekend, right? So we'll put it as weekend. And similarly, other days should be a weekday. This way you can consider as a full-fledged calendar. Also, we'll be using it our day function as well. Day function is very simple. The date, right? Here you can close the bracket, all the bracket, we are done. Now this way you can see that we have created a calendar table, right? So we'll connect all the calendars for both the table. As we can see, one to many relationship cardinality we discuss, that star is the many, and the one is one to many relationship. Also we'll add with the other table, which is the income table. Now we got a full-fledged calendar ready. Now let's go to our interface. Oh, okay. So we have to create our measure, right? So ideally, sorry, ideally what we do is we suggest that to create a kind of separate table for measures, because sometimes it is always good to have a creating a separate table rather jumbled up with all the measures everywhere, right? So once it is done, and we would be uh, we would be going to again here and start creating our measures, right? So first measure we may create it as say like total expenses. We want to analyze our expenses, right? So what should be our Syntax: sum of our expenses debit amount, right? So this way you can create total expenses. Once it is the total expenses, we can create the total credit or total income, right? So total income can be also, we can get it total income, right? So let's do total income. It's a dummy data, so we can take it and we can show it to you as well. So total income is done, and then this is done. So I will take 123 card, and as you can see, 123 card, we can put it as total expenses here. Oops, what you can see, okay, it is not showing as the data. You know where is the mistake? The data is not in proper data format, data type, right? So let's go to transform data, and once you see this data income, yeah, as you can see, this credit and both the expenses, this is in format because it was earlier with amount plus debit and credit, right? So we have jumbled it up. Let's make it as decimal amount because some point zero zero amount is also there. Let's make it a decimal amount. So here also we'll do the same thing. Let's make it a decimal number. Once it is done, similar way, close and apply. Once you do the close and apply, let's see whether our this measure is working or not. Yes. So as you can see, it is working. It is showing as 2 million. Sometimes when it's showing as 2 million, 3 million, it is in not proper way. So here you can change in the currency. And currency, since if you're talking about USD, or if you're talking about Indian currency, we do have Indian currency as well, by the way, rupees, right? So as you can see, rupee option is also there somewhere down. Let me see, rupee option should be there. Gujarati and Hindi, yeah. So Hindi is also there very much. So as you can see, it is in, but still it is showing some million, right? So how do we change it? Go to form, to change, go to format, call out values, and here you can see display unit. Display unit we can put it as none, right? So total expenses it's showing as something 20 1 2 3, yeah, so 20 lakh something total expenses. All right, so this is your total expenses. What is your total income? Just copy and paste it, and here we put it as total income. So total income is also similar to 2 lakh some change. So that means it is almost same, right? So the person is how much is earning, okay, some 22,000 I think, or it is let's say, okay, let me see whether this person can able to save or not. Okay, so we'll go to none, and as you can see it is created, but we have to change it to the currency format. So let's go to currency format, and we'll put it as currency, and then here we'll put it as, again, I mean, INR, right? INR format, we'll go and change it. Where is INR? Once we change it to INR format, then we will be it'll be easier for us to understand, right? So Q, okay, it's all jumbled up. I think it should be top only because I have, yeah, it should be top only. Yeah, we have used it, right? Yes, we have used it. It should be like that. Now, your this is total done. We have seen that the person is almost, it is the similar to whatever he's earning. So let's see his net savings or net loss, I would say. Okay, so because he's spending more, right? Okay, so net loss. So net loss is again total expenses, right? Total expenses minus total income. So that will create our easiest way that this we are total. Okay. So net loss is 47,000. So this person is spending more than his income. So so this is the way, also you can do lot many things. So for example, you wanted to understand which other areas the person is spending, right? So take a pie chart. This is the best way, easiest way to get a pie chart, and maybe you can use it as something called category, right? Expense category, putting in legend, and then total values, putting in values. So this way you can understand this person is spending where exactly this person is spending. Okay, so this is some car and something here, and something FD, selling shares, something he paid rent, whatever way, this is the way this is the way. Again, I mean the pie chart we call it. So looks like a typical pizza, right? Isn't it? Do a little bit, see that your how we can modify it, right? So this is our visual chart. Visual chart can be put it different things. Here you can put a level. Here you can put a title. Lot many things actually you can do by using this particular chart. Okay, we'll do it. Visual border, shadow, all things you can actually do that, right? So maybe also you can use it this new card as well. But we'll put it since we have already changed it. We'll put this one, and then we would be using it, make it to the other card as well. Copy and paste. So this looks little good. And similarly, let's do a few more, kind of. Other visuals. So let's take another chart, and this time we'll take a rumor chart. Right, rumor chart looks like this, and we'll see the category and as an income category. Right, we'll take it as an income category, and there we'll take it as total income as values. So this way you can see the total income. Say like something you can see. FD matures, some income from YouTube, income share sold, income from salaries, whatever way you can see, it is different sources of income. Now, say for example, we wanted to do a little bit further ahead, and we wanted to create another measure called top five expense values, right? How do we do it? Five expense values is equals to, so we'll take a kind of syntax called sumx, right? Sumx will take it sumx and top n, right? Top n function will use it top five expense, right? So top five expenses we'll put it as five, and then we'll get summarize, right? Summarize is the function, and then we will be asking, it will be asking for the table, right? So what is the table here? Table here is expenses, right? So expenses is the table, then we'll put comma, and then it is asking for group by column name. So we are asking, it is asking for group by column. So column name is, we can put it as expenses category, then put comma, and then we'll put it as total. We'll put an expression. As you can see, the expression can be total expenses. So once we put the expression total expenses, if you see the intelligence is talking about how to calculate this. So let's put it as sum expenses debit amount, right? This way you calculate this particular you know, a particular sum x, right? So total expenses. Then we will put our below we'll put it our total expenses as our measure, right? Total expenses as our measure. Once we create total expenses as a measure, it will be asking for TESC, which is the basically the descending, right? So top higher value to lower value, and then we'll close the bracket, we'll close the parenthesis, and then we'll put it as total expenses, which is our total expenses, and then we'll close our bracket. So let's see. This way we can calculate total expenses value, top five expenses value, right? Then we'll take a copy and paste it, right? So we take the similar measure and use it as top five measure, top five expenses, which is the top five expenses value, which is almost close to 17 lakh, right? 17 lakh is the top five expense value. Okay, so we understood that. Let's create a something. When we understood that expenses are high, let's try to understand month on month basis expenses, right? Why it is high, where it is high, where exactly it is spent, right? So to do that, let's create a kind of visual called card visual. 1, 2, 3, the new card visual, and after taking new card visual, we can put it our total expenses here on the new card visual. Once we create two new card visual, we'll change everything based on the requirement, wherever whatever requirement we are getting it. So format call out values, format call out values. Here we'll put it as the values will show it as yeah, total expenses, and once we get total expenses we'll put it as none. So this will way we can get it the total as it is expenses. Now we'll create a previous month, a measure, and we wanted to showcase, right, if it is going, what are the percentage it is going, how we can do that. We take a new measure, and there we can put it as versus last month, basically the previous month, right? So how we calculate? We use a variable, right? Variable is equals to Here we'll use it. Okay, last versus last month, right? Last month expenses. And okay, here we use it variable, and variable last month expenses. So we'll put it at variable cm, current month expenses, is equals to total expenses, whereas variable previous month, right, previous month expenses, we are just taking at cmpm, so it will be easier to calculate later on. So calculate, how do we calculate previous month expenses? Calculate total expenses, and then we'll be adding as a function called date add, right? Date add, and then the calendar date. Once we put the calendar date, previous month, so we'll be putting it as number of intervals, which is the minus one, right? And then we mentioning it as month, right? We are willing to understand what exactly. Then we'll close the parenthesis. Once we close the parenthesis, oops, we have finished the entire this thing. So we have to put also the PCT, the percentage. How do we calculate percentage? Very simple, which is divide CM minus PM, right? CM minus PM. Here CM is basically current month expenses, PM refers to previous month expenses. Then we'll add the denominator. Denominator is again comma and then the PM, right? And we'll close, and we'll put it as this thing, and variable. Once we close it, then we have to put it as variable for format, right? We are showcasing which is what format. So here we'll use it a function called switch true, right? Switch true function. Switch true function, in switch true function, how we can show it? Variable format switch true function. And so we are referring that that PCT value. If PCT value is greater than zero, right? Greater than zero, then how we can showcase, right? So we'll use it a syntax called unicar, and we'll use it. Basically, this is the arrow, right? How to showcase that arrow. So 6.5 is the higher end, top end, and here we'll put a little gap, because sometimes it is very near to whatever we are showcasing. So let's put a little gap. How to showcase the gap? Basically using a kind of this inverted, and then put a gap in between. So format, again format PCT, and then comma, and in the inverted comma you have to put 0 0.0 and then the percentage. So this way you can showcase your PCT is greater than 0. What if PCT is lesser than 0? So PCT is lesser than 0, then we'll be using it again the similar way, unicar, and here we'll be using it 11167, right? This is the lower arrow which is going down. And again, other things are same. We will be using it a little gap, and then again format is PCT, and then we'll be putting it as 0 percentage, right? So this way you can calculate, and also if it is neither 0 nor going up, remain as it is, then also you have to mention PCT, and it will remain as it is, right? So point 0 and then the percentage. So this is the way you have to create the what you want to showcase. Now the return and then format, right? So once we do return format, so it is the last month, previous month expenses syntax. What we do is we need to add it, right? Now here we can put something called reference level, right? Reference level is total expenses. Now here we can add the level. So here we'll put the level as, so as you can see, it is the expenses has gone 18% high. So which month we are talking about, that also you need to check, right? So we'll take a particular slicer. Okay, this is a slicer, and this slicer is basically, we'll take it as month, right? So month name side, if you put it, so as you can see here, we'll change the format a bit, so that it should not look yeah. So we'll put it vertical, we'll put it as tile. Yeah, tile is the best, because tile can show you so we'll take this one as blank is also there. So we'll do one thing, remove the blank. Okay, blank we do not need. So how to remove it? We'll do it here. Blank we do not need. So all are, select all and then remove the blank. This way you can you can basically select all the months. Basically this is your slicer, right? So slicer way you can able to help in understanding which month we are talking about, right? Which month we are talking about. Say we are talking about April, we are talking about January. So January, these are total expenses. Some expenses have really gone high. If you see March, it is showing some 9 lakh some changes, so that it's really high. In July, it is showing some, though it's a dummy data. I mean, it doesn't matter although, but you can check with your real-time data. So you can understand which month you have spent a lot, right? Okay, so the last thing I'll do it is see, sometimes it is you wanted to showcase it as green or you want to showcase it as red, right? How to do that? Now let me use a similar syntax. Already we have created this, right? So let's copy and paste, and we'll use it with the a kind of conditional formatting, right? Condition formatting. How to do that? We'll put it as CF last month is equals to, and here we will put it as all things are good. Here switch to is fine. Rather putting this particular thingy, we can put it as green. If it is greater than 0, then we'll use it as green, and other if pct is lesser than 0, then we'll put it as red, right? Let's see, lesser than 0, we'll put it as red. Okay. Otherwise we'll put it as gray. Okay, let me see what is the issue. It's showing some kind of red sign. Okay, because I'm not put a comma. Then in that case we have to showcase that if PTC is greater than green, then be greater than 0, so it's green. If PCT is lesser than 0, then it is red. So you have to close the parenthesis. Once we close the parenthesis, then we put so now we have to take this thing to our value option, right? So where we'll go to our again call out values, there we can see our reference values, and once we get to see the reference values, we can see the value, right? Here it is showing fx, right? So we go to field value, and once we go to field value, we can take it the measure as cf measure, right? So here we can use it as, so as you can see. Okay, let me make it a bit bigger in size so that it can be visible, right? So yeah. Okay, this one also will make it a bit bigger. This way you can see a nice card visual can be created. So say for example, if I go and check say like April, what happened to April, it is all fine. Okay, so if it is June, as you can see, expenses has gone up by 81%. Okay, that's too much. Again, your August has gone to 81%. Similarly, your March, it is the actual data, right? So even if your June, July has gone up, so May has gone down. Like that way, you can calculate. Although there are many ways we can calculate our expenses, but this is a very interesting performance I would like to showcase to you. So that's why I took some time to basically do a kind of analysis of your personal expenses by using Power BI. Right? I hope you like this video. Thank you so much. Wishing you a wonderful week and day ahead.